Kimra ha hula dunya, Fauchagu, Ye Olde Scots, Lahiat Podcast Celtic. Welcome to Ye Olde Scots' 50th Celtic podcast. On today's show in Feuchamaich, Beagan, Gaidhlig, we will continue a 25-week beginner's Gaelic course with Lesson 11, and that's on colours. We will talk about Ireland's Bloody Sundays in our Celtic history segment, and you'll hear about the Hare and Celtic beliefs in everyday Celtic ways. Now you're going to hear music from Jamie McGeechan, Really Jiggered, and Cruin. And as always, it's a wee bit of Irish trivia to test your knowledge to start us off. Who were the Ard Rí in Irish history? Check out the Ye Olde Scot Facebook group where you can be a part of the Celtic culture. You can post memes, give ideas, tips, even criticism. Alright, Feuchamaich, let's kick this thing off.
Have you lost a piece of yourself while you were running around with someone else? Can you find the things you left behind? Or are you just going right out of your mind? This old life ain't what it used to be, but love fails so easily. All along the road I wander, and I feel myself in you. All along the road I feel the slumber, and I don't know what to do. Heart to heart and soul to soul, I belong and we down low. Hearts to one and eyes to eyes, long may thy love recognize. Feel it all feel no one. Your life's living, don't forget on anyone. I know this all seems strange to you, but you gotta do what you wanna do. Long may your heart be strong, long may your life don't give long. Long may your heart beat so low, long may you not give it all, give it all, give it all, give it all, give it all to God. Give it all you got and more.
Alright, that was This Old Life by Jamie McGeechan. Now, Jamie McGeechan, aka Little Fire, which is his nickname, is prospering here in the States after swapping his life in his home of Ayr, Scotland, for a new life here in St. Louis, Missouri, with his new bride, of course. Now, he has grown his presence online and in social media during this pandemic, and his music is more available than ever. And his new album, Midnight Kingdom, is just brilliant. If you ever have the pleasure of talking with Jimmy, you'll understand that he has a unique outlook on life, one that should be emulated by all. Now, Jamie, a man renowned for his positive outlook on the world, he ends his second record, Midnight Kingdom, with words from Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, the song is called The Pursuit of Happiness, and it comes from the I Have a Dream speech of 1963. Now, he's quoted as saying, "I saw it as the perfect message to the end of the album with the song," and he said that in an article in Daily Record. Now, not only is Jamie an excellent musician, he's also a poet, and has just recently put together a collection of such named poems. It's called Glacket. Now, I have a copy, and there's a poem in there, it seems, for every mood or situation. Now, you can find his works online. I found it on Amazon. It's only $7 for the poems. His record, Midnight Kingdom, I just got it off of a website called Bandcamp for like $6, so you can't beat that. Now, I highly recommend you find this work and take a look at it. You will not be disappointed. And now, Han, Tom, and Feuchamaich, Beagan, Gaidhlig, it's time to try a little Gaidhlig. Now, I don't represent myself as an authority on the Gaidhlig language, only someone who loves learning it. What I teach comes right from well-respected Gaidhlig teachers, so I hope you find it interesting, informative, and fun. All right. We're in the 25-part Gaidhlig lesson. We're doing lesson 11, which is on colors. And as always, I'll display on the screen what I am discussing. The first part is some helpful vocabulary and some sentences that'll get you through. All right, da is color. J da Hare. What color is blank, whatever you want to put in there. J da show. What color is this? J da shin. What color is that? J da esulin. What color is her eyes? I guess that could be what color is its eyes. Say you were being attacked by a monster and you were just curious. All right. And unda, the same color, or the one color, literally. All right. Fout, which is hair. Sul, which is eye. Sulin, which is eyes. Kluisk, pillow. Ban, which is fair and pale. And Dorka, which is dark. All right, we're going to move straight on into the colors. And what's funny is the first three in this list are not really colors. They're shades and tints. But most people think of black and white and gray as colors. So there you go. First one is black, which is dew. White, which is gale. Gray, which is glass. Sometimes that also refers to being green. You have red, which is Gaidhlig. Scarlet, which is scarletch. Crimson, which is Gaidhlig. Pink, which is pink. Yellow, which is booyah. Also can mean fair. Orange, which is orange. Dark blue, which is gordum. And it can also mean the green that's kind of like azure. Okay. You have light blue or gray, which is Leah. And that gets used for gray as well. Turquoise, which is Turquoise or Turquoise. Navy blue is Duhorum. Green is Uanya. Brown is Don. Reddish brown is Rua, which is also used for like reddish hair. Purple is Purpy. Indigo is Golamin. Mauve is Leah Furpy. And gold is Vuya, or just, sometimes it's just or. Alright, sometimes you'll see the same names for different colors in different areas. Don't get too concerned about this. It has to do with dialects and the context. Alright. So, that's it for colors. But we're going to give you like 6 sentences to translate. Get you using those words again. So, number 1, Jeda aha achlusik. 2, ha chlusik Gaidhlig. 3, nakel an ku don. 4, Hanil ha and hu du. 5. Je da aha e sulen. 6. Je da aha u halt. Alright, that's it for Feuchamaich, Beagan, Gaidhlig.
Who put out the fire in you? 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 Excuse me for asking, but I have to know. Lately you seem so hollow and so low, so low. I see the changes, the look in your eye, the fires that burn, withered, now they've died. They've died. Who put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire in you? Who put out the fire, that grace in your heart? You must recover, you must try to start again. Who put out the fire, that lightness of youth, the rebel inside you, you feel you must excuse, excuse. You can't run from time or run from your soul, this feeling inside, there you lost control, control. All of your hopes and all of your dreams live in your heart, not what it seems. Again. Who put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire in you? Who put out the fire, the storm in your mind, that river, that ocean, there you need to find, need to find. Who put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire in you? Who put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire, put out the fire in you?
Alright, that was Who Put Out the Fire by Jamie McGeechan. Now today on Celtic History Break, we're going to talk about Ireland's Bloody Sundays. Now I've noticed something interesting when I was doing research for the 3-part series on Michael Collins. I had just completed last week. Now you have probably heard the term Bloody Sunday, and you know it commonly refers to the shooting by the Brits of marchers in Derry, in Derry's Bogside in 1972. Now there was even a movie made about it, a couple movies made about it. Bono of U2 fame, he had a song entitled Bloody Sunday, which it refers to, of course. Now, I found out that there was 4 separate incidents in Irish history that was so horrific that it garnered the ominous title of Bloody Sunday. Now, the first one came in the lockout, the Great Industrial Dispute of 1913. On August 31st, the Dublin Metro Police and Royal Irish Constabulary Battalion charged a crowd on O'Connell Street, Dublin, who were gathered to hear a speech by the fiery trade union leader, Jim Larkin. And right there on O'Connell Street, by the GPO, by the General Post Office, there's this huge statue of Jim Larkin. I always call it the statue. The guy's got huge hands. It's kind of cool. Anyway, the second came early on the morning of Sunday, November 21st, 1920. Teams of killers from Michael Callan's squad and the IRA Dublin Brigade visited over a dozen private addresses in the south of the city. 14 people died, 8 of them British agents, 2 auxiliaries, and the rest either bystanders or civilian informers. The British forces' reaction ensured that Bloody Sunday would be remembered not as a cold-blooded assassination, but as a British atrocity. A mixed force of Royal Irish Constabulary and auxiliaries raided a Gaelic football match at Croke Park, and once inside the grounds, whether out of panic or as deliberate reprisal, they opened fire indiscriminately and killed some 14 people, one of them even a player. Now, another 3 Republican prisoners, Peter Clancy, Dick McGee, Conor Clune, they were also murdered in Dublin Castle that very same night, supposedly, quote, while trying to escape. Alright, the third Belfast's Bloody Sunday took place on July 10th, 1921, just a day before the truce between the IRA and the British was put into effect. The IRA in the city, alerted by the banging of nationalist dustbin lids on the ground, but that's, of course, is like an iconic symbol of resistance among the northern minority. They mounted a successful ambush of an RIC armored car on Raglan Street on July 9th, the following day. Sunday, July 10th, Central and West Belfast became a war zone, as loyalists, incensed by the ambush, but no doubt also fearful of sellout in the truce, attacked the Catholic enclaves. Loyalist groups, the police, and the IRA blazed away at each other with rifles, machine guns, and even grenades. Loyalist groups, many armed since before the First World War, the police and IRA blazed away at each other from rooftops, windows, street corners with rifles, machine guns, and the like. Rival Catholic and Protestant mobs exchanged stones and petrol bombs. And by the way, the day was out. 16 civilians were dead, and 161 houses were destroyed. The sectarian body count was heavily in the Protestants' favor. 11 Catholics for 5 Protestants, and 150 Catholic houses destroyed for 11 Protestants. All right. It's kind of sick that they took count that way. All right, now, the one that everybody references, and the fourth and hopefully final one, was on on January 30th, 1972. The Northern Ireland Civil Rights Association called a protest in Derry against the internment of almost exclusively Catholic paramilitary suspects. The march was banned on the recommendation of the British Army, although the RUC chief, Superintendent Frank Lagan, said it could go ahead. Now, the march mostly passed off peacefully after Army brigades prevented the 15,000 marchers from leaving the nationalist bogside and passing into Derry's city center, but a small number of youths began to throw stones at the soldiers. Some British troops acted with relative restraint and used rubber bullets, tear gas, and water cannon. However, the supporting company of the 1st Parachute Regiment, what they called Paras, was sent by their officer, Colonel Wilfred, chasing the rioters down into the maze of terrorized streets and flat complexes on Rossville Street to make arrests. They were not issued rubber bullets. They were shooting with the real thing. Now, this was against explicit orders from Wilfred's superiors, who had ordered him not to pursue suspects into the bogside, where they could not be distinguished from peaceful demonstrators. The soldiers claimed that they were fired on, but it now seems, according to the Seville inquiry, which happened after all this, that there were panic by shots fired over the heads of the crowd by their own lieutenant. Then they opened fire, firing 100 shots from their SLR rifles in and around the flat complexes of Rossville Street, Glenfada Park, and Abbey Park. They killed 13 people and injured a similar number of people. And this incident is what stemmed the movies Bloody Sunday and the song by YouTube, Bloody Sunday. But it's also is what kept the divide between the Brits and the Republic of Ireland for so long, is these atrocities that keep happening against the Irish people. Now, for me, I think after so long that Northern Ireland should be assimilated back into the Republic of Ireland. Alright, that's everything for Celtic History Break.
Husk me an raith ka tiundrain sanaich ga kumi bruchtje kan sund usanam vroteran usanam smoin sloin joch mo gatas mo hoin Fain mo vian chavia chusar im höf Gaun se mech gekeerde gan la Tjun de gnad garstjen nam chumal gedlo Stanel vlaet mo gruai Gud Seg jeddig na haiche fo hollas nan rail Gach runna ge jersek en sklio Hokin mo huldrut mar flushire grein Join kiet flasser to folk Good
Alright, that was Gundukas by Cruin. Now it's time for Everyday Celtic Ways. Today we're going to talk about the hare in Celtic beliefs. Now, Celtic mythology and folklore place the natural world at the center stage. In these stories, everything in nature possesses a spirit and presence of their own, including mountains, rocks, trees, rivers, and all things of the land and the sea. So accepted are ancient cairns, stone circles, and other stone monuments that are seen as creations not of man but of nature, or even of the supernatural. Megalithic monuments were not placed in a random way, but were large ceremonial complexes constructed for specific purposes. Now we can deduce that astrological alignments, both solar and lunar, were important factors in the positioning of these remarkable structures. In Celtic mythology and folklore, these man-made places ranked in importance alongside those of the natural world. Nature was paramount, and the idea of animism, which is the belief that non-human entities have a spiritual essence, was widely held in the pre-Christian Celtic pantheon, and remains strong even today. Certain plants and animals hold particular significance, like horses, hares, cattle, wolves, and ravens, amongst many. The animals held to have spiritual significance for the Celts, though, was the hare. The scientific name for the family group of rabbits and hares is Leporidae. Although hares and rabbits are in the same family, they are different species. Generally, hares are larger than rabbits, with longer ears and have black markings on their fur. In the British Isles and Ireland, there are 3 types of hares: the Irish hare, the common or brown hare, and the mountain or blue hare. Now, in Celtic and Irish mythology and folklore, the hare has links to the mysterious otherworld of the supernatural. The Irish hare is native to Ireland, and carbon dating of fossils show that they were present in Ireland as far back as 28,000 BC. The hare has its association with the otherworld, and that world is reached through the mists, the hills, the lakes, ponds, the wetland areas, caves, ancient burial sites, cairns, and mounds. These entities were seen as very powerful, and the hares linked them sent a warning that those who harmed them could suffer dreadful consequences. Shapeshifters are often said to have taken the form of the hare. There is a legend that the Celtic warrior Oisin hunted a hare, wounding it in the leg, and then Oisin followed the wounded animal into a large hall, where he found a beautiful young woman sitting on a throne, bleeding from a leg wound. Now, Celtic peoples looked onto the hare as a creature with supernatural powers. This lonely creature was admired for its strength, its speed, and was noted for being active at night and associated with the moon. They were seen as mysterious and magical, so thought of as an animal to be treated with caution. So when the Romans invaded the British Isles, Julius Caesar made the observation that the Celtic people did not regard it lawful to even eat the hare. In Ireland, the animal's association with women from the other world who could shapeshift into the form of a hare also made eating them taboo as well. Now, its significance in Ireland was shown when, for many years, the Irish hare was depicted on the pre-decimal coin, the 3-penny piece. The hare is a remarkable and beautiful animal. Unfortunately, hares, in common with other wildlife, are endangered, so we should appreciate them for their beauty, their strength, and their speed. Alright, that's it for Everyday Celtic Ways.
We are fearless like gold and
All right, that was a song by Really Jiggered called The Mountain Song. Man, I like this new group. I'm really liking their music a lot. Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you liked it. I'm trying to keep it interesting, informative, and fun, while showing you the beauty of all things Celtic. Top Leva Herchen, thank you, friends, for all the support this past year, and giving me the support to reach 50 podcasts. Now, before I let you go, the trivia question answer. The Ard Rí from Irish history... tongue-tied. The Ard Rí from Irish history was the High Kings of Ireland, those that ruled over the lesser kingdoms, like Brian Boru. Alright, remember to check out my YouTube channel, Olde Scot. It's got Learn a Gaelic song videos, Celtic podcast videos, speaking our language videos, got Celtic movies and music, and tons of other videos as well. And my Facebook group, Olde Scot, where you can give me your insights and input on all things Celtic. Martian Leavendrozda, bye for now, but I'm going to let you go with a song. And this is a real toe tapper, so keep an ear out for The Cajun Fiddler by Really Jiggered.